In a 140-square-meter apartment in Beijing's North 4th Ring Road, there is a learning center called Chu Xue She, one-step learning community, created specifically for teenagers who have suspended their formal schooling. Even before entering, the hallway is adorned with photos and reflections from students' outdoor study trips, along with topics they've recently discussed, materials carefully organized from multiple perspectives. Inside, a cartoon-style class schedule hangs on the wall, listing courses like critical thinking, social skills, gender education, and community meetings, distinct from traditional school curricula. Here, equality and respect are paramount. Permission is sought before photographing the children, and in class, they freely express their opinions without being confined to correct answers or rigid frameworks. In 2019, Ren Zhuxi co-founded Chu Xue She with a Peking University graduate. Over the past 6 years, she has accompanied more than 150 teenagers, aged 12 to 18, through their hiatus from school and personal growth. From her observations, the reasons for leaving school vary: excessive academic pressure, shrinking personal freedom, limited social skills, or lack of family support, all of which can create overwhelming psychological stress, distort their understanding of learning's purpose, and ultimately drain their motivation to attend school. At Chu Xue She, Ren and her colleagues focus not just on companionship and social guidance but, more importantly, on helping students rediscover themselves and their growth. They learn that life isn't solely defined by grades, there are vibrant, diverse possibilities ahead. Petite and soft-spoken, Ren, born in 1987, wears a constant smile. Academically, she was once the epitome of the model child, admitted to Beijing's prestigious high school affiliated to Renmin University, then to Tsinghua University's Electronic Engineering Department, and later earning a master's from Columbia University's Teachers College. She benefited from elite educational resources both in China and abroad. Having thrived in this system, she acknowledges it granted her opportunities and skills, even serving as a practical stepping stone for entrepreneurship. Yet, she also grew disillusioned with exam-oriented education, where students are ranked by grades, discussions revolve around GPAs and internships, and ism drives learning without fostering self-discovery. This, to her, is a fundamental flaw in education. Chu Xue She is her attempt to address that gap. Years later, as a mother to a second grader and a toddler, Ren better understands parental anxieties. When her daughter recently expressed reluctance to attend school, she found herself grappling with the same struggles faced by the families she works with. In an interview, Ren reflected on Chu Xue She, the derailed children and their families, and her own educational journey. These experiences led her to a realization: no education system is perfect, but its core purpose should always be helping individuals discover themselves, to ask, what kind of person do I want to be? What life do I want to live? Below are Ren Zhuxi's own words. 1. Why am I so different? When we launched Chu Xue She on April 1, 2019, our first cohort had 6 students. Our introductory post on Li Yinuo's public account shared observations from my time in public schools. Many middle schoolers, trapped by grades and rigid evaluation systems, battled chronic anxiety, depression, and even self-harm. Our goal was to create a learning community for adolescents, helping those who left school regain confidence, motivation, and the ability to carve their own paths. Most parents found us through that article or personal connections. The kids, around 14 or 15, had suspended schooling since 7th or 8th grade, many grappling with severe depression. It was our first exposure to such cases. Their biggest hurdle? Shame. Why am I so different? Is something wrong with me? Once, discussing the meaning of suspending school, the students admitted hating the term. We've stopped going to school, not stopped learning, they said. For those with low self-esteem, though, it felt like a personal failure, proof they were inferior. One girl struggled to explain her situation to friends until a boy at the center told her, if they don't accept you, they weren't friends to begin with. When she finally opened up, her friends surprised her with their support. To these kids, attending school symbolized fitting in with peers. Leaving meant disappointing parents and friends, a silent, suffocating script. Early on, we noticed their social skills were fragile. Any interaction risked conflict. During a class on friendship, one student compared friends to porcupines, Get too close, and you get hurt. Another called friendships dispensable. Bonds were brittle, cut off at the slightest tension. Back then, teachers were each shadowed by several students who only spoke to adults, avoiding or belittling peers. Those on antidepressants looked down on low achievers, those who fought dismissed the medicated ones. Their self-loathing fueled bizarre behaviors. One boy spun elaborate tales about a big brother in Shawnee who brawled daily. Stories we later learned were pure fiction. They'd invent outrageous exploits just to feel powerful, Ren recalled. Resistance was common. For a wilderness survival class, Ren's husband, an outdoor enthusiast, prepared meticulously, but no one completed pre-class work. When asked why, a student snapped, "You know why we're here. Who'd come if they weren't messed up?" Their message was clear: any expectation feels like oppression. 2. The mask of the perfect student. Chu Xue She's teachers include top graduates from Peking and Renmin universities, as well as artists and athletes. People often ask, why teach these kids? Society wrongly labels them as failures. But we've had straight-A students too, like one girl from her elite Beijing school who held the top rank and a principal's award. Yet she left because being one terrified her. The pressure was crushing, she said. At 2, I could strive higher. At 1, I had nowhere to go but down. Her family's conditional love, where approval hinged on grades, deepened her fear. At the center, she compulsively overperformed, even scrubbing others' dishes. We had to intervene. Why take on what isn't yours? She couldn't explain, only that being the best was her sole source of worth. Her brilliance became a pair of red dancing shoes she couldn't take off, Ren said. 3. The tunnel and the light. Early on, Ren often felt powerless. It was like walking through a dark tunnel with no end in sight, she told a counselor, who replied, "Now you understand how the kids feel." Most parents see the center as a detour, anxiously awaiting their child's return to the right track. But after 1-2 years, about 60% resume formal schooling, 30% enter college or prep programs, and 10% pursue internships or startups. The key difference? They choose their paths. One girl, after 4 years away from school, prepared for college entrance exams independently. Being home was her breakthrough, Ren said. She realized her sensitivity made peer interactions exhausting. Solitude gave her peace. When her mother learned social candidates could take the Gaokao, national exams, without a high school diploma, other parents were stunned. That option always existed, people just ignore it, Ren noted. 4. A defective upbringing that set her free. Ren grew up unusually free. Her mother worked abroad from age 5, leaving her with grandparents. She attended a grassroots elementary school that closed within 3 years, then a middling middle school via computer lottery. Her laissez-faire father often said, "Gold shines anywhere." By today's standards, my broken home should have doomed me, she laughed. Instead, it gave me space to explore. Her standout memories aren't academic: a middle school teacher who shared vivid stories of street arguments, high school days filming English plays, she was a producer, or the SARS outbreak in 2003, when months of remote learning spent writing novels on BBS forums ironically boosted her grades. At Renmin University High School, where elite confidence permeated, she felt like an outsider among legacy students. Yet she aced the Gaokao by dissecting exams like a surgeon, memorizing poetry, tracking news for essay, analyzing question structures. Efficiency was key. I'd finish reviews by noon and watch TV, she said. A study buddy marveled at her top scores despite seeming lax habits. 5. The emptiness behind the ivy walls. At Tsinghua University, her idealism collided with reality. It felt like a giant study hall. Conversations revolved around rankings, internships, ROI. One professor stood out, Laro B., a foreign physics teacher who crafted exams as comic adventures, rescuing him from aliens using optical principles. Few students took his class, most opted for easier credits. True seekers of knowledge were rare, she observed. Even, students who retook exams to enter top schools, often drifted aimlessly. Her co-founder, Wu Xia, had coasted through Peking University chanting, 60 points is enough. Who really won here? Ren wondered. Her breaking point came junior year. She suspended studies for 2 years, working abroad with an international youth group. There, she discovered her passion, helping others recognize their strengths. 6. Motherhood and the mirror it held up. When her daughter resisted school, Ren shared her own hiatus story, how it led her to education. The girl's eyes lit up. You found such a cool job. Now, they have a pact, 10 skip days per semester, with advance notice. On those days, the girl reads or crafts stories for her toys. Parenting a sensitive child means sitting with uncertainty, Ren said. We're growing alongside her. 7. The stone soup philosophy. Ren's favorite parable is stone soup, where villagers each contribute ingredients to transform water and rocks into a feast. Nobody thinks our education system is perfect. Schools blame parents, parents blame schools. Meanwhile, kids bear the consequences, she said. But if everyone adds something, a little effort, understanding, we can cook up change. Her vision. A village where children are integral members, surrounded by adults modeling how to navigate life's complexities with mutual respect. Education isn't about producing identical success stories. It's about nurturing humans who can ask, what makes my life worth living?